regarding China and crypto and Bitcoin, because apparently it's now illegal. And yesterday on the stream, I literally told you guys it is legal, it is illegal, it's illegal, it's illegal. Like, they keep flip-flopping. Asia is incredibly bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. Southeast Asia primarily. But China is like a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy. Okay. Cuckoo people. Anyways, you guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about China. And we are going to talk about a couple other things too, which is going to be incredibly important. Okay. And there we go. Perfect. Anyways, with that being said, we got to talk about our mods. Okay. We're going to talk about some of our mods. I removed a couple mods because I don't want any drama. I don't feel like dealing with any type of drama, and I don't need like 20 or 30 mods. So I am going to stand on that. Don't want drama. Never want a drama in this industry at all. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I appreciate all of the mods and the those of you who are subscribed to the channel, and those of you who are members of the channel. We'll just keep it to that to make it a lot easier. Good morning, Alexandra, and good morning to John and Mr. R, and of course D, and Crypto Lavish. Thank you guys for being here. So let's go ahead and get into the news. No, we need mods. We need mods, but you know, we don't need the drama. We don't. There's a lot of people have enough drama going on right now anyways in their personal life with the state of the economy, and we don't need it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get straight into the news and get it going. You can mod. How's my deadlifting going? I actually had to quit deadlifting because I hurt my lower back, not necessarily from that, but just in general after you have babies. That's kind of what happens. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current market. So taking a look at the daily, let's go ahead and remove myself. So taking a look at the daily, AVE is up almost 30%, HTX, Tron, probably primarily because they do have the Tron meme coins, all that stuff. I know it's tanking. Why is it tanking? Well, it happens. I think Bitcoin had a little bit of a move up yesterday. Yeah, that was the weekly. Taking a look at the daily. Yeah, HTX is still up about 30%. Brett up 16%, BTT 15.1%, Floki 7.6%. I'm now taking a look at TradingView. We're going to go ahead and take a look at TradingView and see what's going on. All right. So yesterday we had a swing wick high to about 61.4 over here, but we failed to close above $60,000. And that's kind of what I was talking about. I wanted to see that close above $60,000. However, we are trading between about $57,000 and about $61,000. And with that being said, I'm perfectly fine in this range over here. Perfectly fine. And we're going sideways. And technically we're in a little bit of an uptrend if we connect this candle but here to these ones over here. But again, I would really want to see us go ahead and flip above 61,000 and sustain. And with that being said, we haven't gotten there yet. And now taking a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is essentially ranging here between $2,500 and about $2,700. And for Solana, it's still in my little buy area between about 156 and 120 here. Now let's go ahead and talk about China, because this was the story here. This is the story here. So China classifies crypto transaction as money laundering in update to AML law. Measures expected to take effect on Tuesday are part of the broader efforts aimed at tightening anti-money laundering laws in China. So let's go ahead and read a little bit more about this story here and see exactly what's going on, because a couple of weeks, well, actually, there was a story that broke yesterday that China is making Bitcoin and crypto everything legal again. But apparently that was an old story from July 11th. Cool, fine, wonderful. But now we have this news over here. And if you were in crypto like back in 2017, 2018, like through that whole like bear market and bull market thing, is like they would ban crypto, they would unban it, all of that stuff. It was kind of cuckoo. And then I do have friends that do live in China that do say that China is kind of a friendly place for crypto, which I think is kind of weird considering that they ban and they unban it so often. But at the same time, I'm not there, so I don't know. Also, too, Lo actually has a bunch of friends in China, which is very interesting. So let's go ahead and go through this article. So on Monday, Chinese authorities recognized digital asset transactions, crypto, as a method of money laundering. The courts announced that transaction will be classified as acts to cover up and conceal the source and nature of crime proceeds. New daily measures take effect today. There will be several reinterpretations of AML laws. Currently, laundering over 685,000 or causing losses over 343,000 are considered serious offenses in China. Up to 5 years in jail, depending on the amount. And yes, they are right. There could possibly be money laundering that does happen with crypto, but that happens in every single industry. It's not just crypto. But the good thing about crypto is it's all traceable and you can track it all. So people that are doing bad things will eventually get caught. So to me, it doesn't make any sense why you would want to ban this technology. If anything, you would want to allow it to occur so that you can actually catch bad actors and people doing bad things. Just my personal opinion. But again, China is bullish on the CBDC. They have their own. So what is that going to do to the markets? I think that China will eventually come around. I think it's going to take time, but it's also going to be on their terms. It's going to be 100% on their terms. 100%. So we'll just kind of have to see what happens with that. Somebody said Ondo. I never got into that. I know it's like retracing a little bit, so I might actually have to take a look at it because that is a black rock coin. With that being said, hold on a second. One second. Here we go. Okay. Somebody said, how about the Chinese sell-off possible? I don't necessarily think there's going to be a sell-off based on this news because no one's really talking about it too terribly much. Yeah, I think that Ondo double check, but I think it is, Ondo is kind of like a BlackRock thing, like they're partnered with them or something like that. So I definitely take a look. Yeah. Callie says, get some Ondo under $1. It's a steal. I don't have any. I probably should have got some, but yeah. So that's a BlackRock product over there from what I am aware of. But again, do your due diligence. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at liquidations over here. So apparently longs got wrecked last night. So in the past 24 hours, $127 million were liquidated from the crypto markets, longs leading the way at about $73 million. So moral of the story here is if you are going to be trading using leverage, probably don't get liquidated, probably use a stop loss, maybe just don't use leverage, maybe don't. I don't know, up to you. I don't think it's a good idea. I think only experienced traders should use leverage and maybe 2 to 3 times max is good. But again, completely up to you. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the ETF stuff. And then again, there was a Solana update that happened. I am actually going to make a second video for you guys later on today talking about potential of a Solana ETF because they're playing games with us. So let's go ahead and talk about the spot ETF. So spot Bitcoin ETF saw 62 million in daily net inflows on Monday. Daily trade volume was 780 million. It was the lowest since February 6th and the third lowest overall. Spot Ethereum ETFs had the lowest daily volume since the launch. So this is telling me that as far as inflows go and low daily volume is telling me that the market's kind of cooling off a little bit. And if we do go back and if we do look at the Bitcoin chart, we're kind of getting the same thing as we're just kind of consolidating under the $60,000 area here. So to me, it's not a crazy big story, but at the same time, it makes sense to what we're seeing. And then we have to talk about this. So this is a little video of Mr. Michael Saylor. I'm not going to play the entire thing because it is 31 minutes. Cool. So Michael Saylor says fair regulation, fair accounting, and big banks being allowed to custody Bitcoin could take Bitcoin up by 100%. That's what Michael Saylor is saying. But again, this is Michael Saylor that's saying it. He is the Bitcoin bull. I don't remember if you guys, or I don't know if you guys remember watching that video when it came out. I think it was like early 2020. I don't remember. But there's some takes of Michael Saylor's that I don't necessarily agree with, that you never sell your Bitcoin, that you take out, accumulate as much Bitcoin as you can, all of that type of stuff. So I think that there is a time and a place for people to sell Bitcoin, just like you would cash out your 401k. But again, it's like when it's on our the first tier of things that you want to maybe invest in and pass down to your kids, or, sell maybe when you hit a certain price goal, whatever that may be. Me personally, I'm planning on selling some of my Bitcoin, possibly in 2025, depending how high we go. And then of course I'm going to, I'll be selling some, every bull market, and then pass them down to my kid. But that's just my personal thing. That might change over time. And again, that just goes just like we talk about portfolio creation. Portfolios, the way you want to create your portfolio is going to be based on your needs, not anybody else's needs, because we all have different goals and dreams, just like we would if we were working out. I can't eat the same thing as Michael Saylor and expect for similar outcomes. And he can't eat the same thing as me and expect for similar outcomes body-wise. And I think that viewing a portfolio like that is pretty important. So that's just my personal opinion. All right, now over here, Michael Saylor. When I'm gone, my assets flow into public charity whose mission is to support Bitcoin and adoption of Bitcoin forever. So that's Michael Saylor talking about what he plans to do with his Bitcoin and all of that stuff. Good for him. I'm happy for him. If that's what he wants to do to support the industry, awesome. Congratulations. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the SEC. Oh no, that's one's for later. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So some have noticed, oh, that's the other one. I pulled all the wrong stuff up. All right, let's go ahead and get into this story over here because we have partnered with API3 for the show today. Let's go ahead and get into that. So again, thank you so much for partnering with us for today for the O Show. So API3 lets dApps easily access data via APIs, and they just launched the OEV network. The mainnet is live, and it uses API3's data feeds to help lending protocols recover OEV or value lost in liquidations. OEV is Oracle extractable value, and it refers to profits lost from network updates, especially in DeFi. And has been a huge source of lost value in the DeFi space. And more volatility in the market means more liquidations, which is good for the OEV network. But again, you guys, without oracles, DeFi doesn't necessarily work the way it needs to work. So oracles are extremely important. Think of Chainlink when you think of this, or when you think of oracles. Kind of the same thing, but a little bit different over there. They also offer market for Oracle updates by letting users to bid in transaction-based auctions for valuable updates. Updates related to liquidations. Proceeds are returned to dApps that generated the value, and the goal is to save millions for DeFi protocols. Join Discord for more information on API3 and OEV Network. And if you guys are interested, the links are going to be in the description, and you can go ahead and follow them on socials. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. That's your business. I always suggest that everybody do their due diligence on anything we talk about on the show. Join the community, ask questions, yourmom.com. Also, too, thank you so much to Crypto Lavish for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you so much. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And shout out to everybody that's watching the show right now. Oh, shout out to Raider. Raider's in the ticky-tacky chat right now, seeing what's going on. Now let's go ahead and talk about what's happening on Tron, okay? I am not invested in SUNDOG. I have no game, or I have no... what did they say? No dog in this fight? I've got no dog in this fight at all. My buddies are creating a bot, and I will share that with you guys when I do get it. I don't have it yet, so... Apparently, this is SUNDOG on Tron, wrapped Tron. I have no idea. But anyways, this thing pumped like freaking crazy. And that's kind of where we're seeing a lot of the meme coins play out over on Tron right now. And again, Tron was really great for moving around like stables and whatnot, because the transaction fees were super affordable. Because if you're using, like last cycle, if you're using Tether on ETH or anything like that, it was just the transactions were so high, so a lot of people would use Tron for that purpose, the Tron network. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. So if you're somebody who did well on Pump.Fun, this might be something you want to check out. But remember, most people on Pump.Fun ended up getting wrecked, and Pump.Fun's still around. They're doing incredibly well. But moral of the story is that you have to be careful, and most of the times you guys are probably going to lose, which is why I don't play around with meme coins too terribly much. But apparently Tron's first major meme coin, SUNDOG, pumped to all-time high. The market cap hit to $325 million, currently at $200 million. It launched on Sun Pump August 15th, so not too long ago. But the fact that this thing kind of stood up this long is kind of good, because I feel like Solana memes are like up and then down super fast. Apparently, someone bought $450,000 worth, and over 11,000 tokens have been created on sunpump.fun. I do know that they were censoring some of the tokens I saw on Twitter, but I'm not going to talk about that because that's not my business. That is not my business over there. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the SEC. So the SEC... the judge. Judge denies SEC's attempt to hamper Tron's defense amid dismissal ploy. Justin Sun and his associated companies are not challenging the common enterprise element of the Howey test, ruled the New York District Judge. So, Multiple reports said yesterday, oh, no, that was another story, sorry. So on August 19th, the judge denied the SEC's request to exclude a key argument by Justin Sun. The SEC sued Sun and the Tron Foundation in March 2023 for unregistered sales and manipulation of TRX and BTT. I was in BTT a while ago, and I think it just ended up going like completely to zero. I don't even remember what's going on with it. I don't know. Did it go to zero? I don't think it did. But it was part of like the whole BitTorrent thing, which is weird. I didn't think they really needed a token, but I did pretty well on Tron like the early days, like 2018, 2017. So Justin Sun argues that the SEC lacks authority over foreign transactions and said that the tokens were sold fully outside the US. And the SEC claims Sun introduced a new argument on the Howey test too late. So I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens in this court case here. But like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird case. That's what it kind of sounds like. And I guess it does depend where the tokens were sold and how they were sold, etc. And yes, they probably can use Ripple's defense. Also, to you guys, as far as the story yesterday, we talked about if VP Harris does in fact become president, that she will in fact appoint Warren or Gensler as the U.S. Treasury. The current Secretary of Treasury is Miss Yellen, and they basically oversee all of the domestic and international money stuff, like economic stuff. So apparently that is a fake rumor. And Caitlin Long, which I saw her at Rare Evo, amazing. Multiple Dems contacted me to say the Gensler as Treasury Secretary rumor is false. One thinks the source is a rumor is Gensler himself, thinks he planted it just to mess with all of us. That sounds about right. I have no idea. So apparently they're saying it is not true, that the rumor is not true. So the video we put out yesterday reporting on the report of that is fake. It was a rumor. Who knows though? I don't really know. That's the thing. That's the whole entire thing. Also, Mr. Eric B., he talks a lot about ETFs, said he could totally see this as a made up rumor. Caitlin Long is skeptical, and Tom Emmer previously said that Liz Warren may be a contender for the Treasury Secretary position. I don't think that they'll put Gary there, but I can see them doing Warren. But then again, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to happen. No idea. No idea. All right, now as far as Coinbase goes, Coinbase believes young crypto voters will be deciding factor in the U.S. election. And you know what? I agree with Coinbase 100%. Reason being, a lot of people are just kind of fed up with the current state of the government. They are fed up with what's going on a large scale. And I think a lot of people think that crypto is kind of like the final, way for them to achieve liberty and to achieve freedom. And crypto is kind of punk rock. It used to be more punk rock before we had the ETFs. But basically what that means is Bitcoin is anti-establishment. And that's not a bad thing to be anti-establishment. And I think that Bitcoin and crypto essentially give people hope that there's, that their voices are being heard, that they will have a voice. And to me, when I think about Bitcoin, it means a lot of different things to me. But one of the things that it does mean is essentially like silent protest, is that by holding Bitcoin, I'm able to effectively opt out of the current system. That's just my personal opinion. I know some other people share that, some don't. And that is what it is. That's okay. Now, with that being said, let me read some of the other details over here. Apparently, Coinbase said that 40% of the electorate are people that are able to vote, and younger voters are increasingly supporting candidates who favor crypto and financial innovation, and 92% of voters under 35 plan to vote in 2024, which is incredibly important. So I don't know. Coinbase has the Stand with Crypto, and if you guys want, I highly recommend you check it out. The DCTA, they are also rebranding and working on some things, but I highly recommend paying attention to what Coinbase is doing if you do want your voice to be heard. They have really great rallies and different things that happen. I went to one of them in LA. I think at the Bourbon Room. I forgot what it was called. It was super cute, super fun. But it did feel a little bit, didn't really feel like a rally. It was more like a crypto party. But at the end of the day, I was just happy to be there in attendance. And with that being said, let's go into this one. Next one over here. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Base. So when we're talking about Base, remember when we talked about Bonfide, which is the Solana ENS service? I talked about that like in the bear market last year. Some people got mad at me because of Solana and whatever. But anyways, I think that like, okay, do you guys remember the people who used to trade website domains and they would like make good money off it? My stepson actually did that. He did that for a while. I think he still does on the side. But basically with the domains and stuff, you can buy those if you get in early enough and trade them. And we saw that happen with ENS on Ethereum. We kind of saw a little bit of that happen with Solana. But now Base is going to be launching Basenames, and it's going to launch tomorrow. So what is this and why should you pay attention? They're the fastest way to start building on Base. So basically, I think what Base is going to do, remember, Base is a layer 2 solution that's built for Ethereum from Coinbase, doesn't have a token affiliated with it. But I think what it's going to do is like once you have your ENS, you're going to be able to send crypto back and forth to people very instantly. Everything is going to be done like on chain instead of having to use a centralized exchange. I think one of the reasons why Coinbase built Base is really to allow people to continue to operate in the true decentralized economy, because they know that they are essentially the chosen one and they're going to have to comply very, very heavily with whatever the public servants say. That's just my personal opinion. And again, compromise is very, very key when you're dealing with public servants. So basically, it's human readable names created through ENS to replace long addresses, because crypto addresses suck. Anytime I send money back and forth, like with crypto, I always get nervous. Anytime it's over $10,000, actually even anytime it's over $1,000, I get a little bit nervous. Honey, I'm not all stuck on ETH. We're multi-chain over here. We just talked about Tron. We talk about Solana. We have to talk about everything. It's important. And ETH is not going anywhere. Like if you're someone that is like, oh, it's ETH, it's so slow. It does this, it does that, it does X, Y, Z. You're going to end up missing the boat. When we're talking, like in crypto, probably one of the most important things is being able to pivot. Like you're going to have to pivot to different layer ones. Like Solana is not going to be the end all be all. Like BlackRock has already picked up Ethereum. And I think Solana will continue to do well, but there's SUI, I also call it SUI, and there's other layer ones out there. And it's important when you're actively investing and actively trading to figure out what the next narrative is and be able to pivot without bias. Because when you have a lot of personal bias and you don't look at both sides of the situation in any way, shape, or form, you're not only going to get wrecked mentally, but you're just going to get wrecked in real life. That's just my personal opinion. Like you have to be able to pivot. You have to not be able to have bias, and you can't really take things too seriously. We're going to talk about the Solana ETF rejection because it's not as bad as it sounds. Not as bad as it sounds. Okay. The one thing I don't like is that they're going to be available through a Dutch auction. So basically the auction starts with a fee of 100 ETH, which who the heck can afford that? And it will decrease to 0.39 ETH over 12 hours. After the auction, no premium will be applied. I don't like that. I don't like the Dutch auctions. I don't like that. Yeah. Avalanche as well. Avalanche is another one that I think folks should pay attention to. Like if Avalanche continues to build and continues to thrive, it actually has quite a bit of upside. We talked about it on the show, and I've talked about it on all my platforms. Why? Because I can. Because I think it's important. Just because we talk about something doesn't mean you need to go buy it. But I think it's important to know, like, that's how I really learned crypto. I learned a lot of how to do crypto stuff by trying new things and by paying attention. And honestly, this is the Avalanche chart right now. We are back at the lows from 2023. We're back at the lows of 2023 at about $18 to about $23. So if you want to, and one of the things I was saying, I was comparing price, Avalanche price to Solana price. So if we're currently trading at $22 for Avalanche, in order for us to hit all-time high, it would be 190% pump, 191% pump. Okay, just making sure to get to about $65. And then if you do take a look at the Solana chart, and this just comparing it over here, just comparing it to hit all-time high with Solana. Let's go to the weekly. The weekly is going to be about 76%. So you'd have a lot more upside. That's just my personal opinion, but whatever. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to get going for the day. I got some content to make. I got to take care of some things. Also, I fell when I was running today. It was not a good feeling. Not a good feeling in any way, shape, or form. And also, too, I'm not really interested in any of the drama. Like, I've got enough personal stuff going on in my life. I've always had that going on. And my primary focus is always my kid. Not interested in drama, not interested in the BS. It never really was. So, I don't know. I hope you all have a blessed, beautiful day. It is a Taco Tuesday, I believe. It feels like a Monday, but it's really Tuesday. Anyway, sending y'all love and light. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. Make sure to like this video. Drop me a comment. And also, I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Can you message me on X, please? Okay, bye. Actually, I'm going to stick with you guys for a little bit. Oof.